I'm going to take you back to Montego Bay in Jamaica, where a hostage situation is currently underway at an airport there, as we understand.
A Canadian charter plane has been hijacked at the international airport in Montego Bay, Jamaica. The
Jamaican authorities have secured the area and the aircraft. Efforts are continued to secure the release of the remaining crew.
On the night of April 19, 2009, CanJet Flight 918 became the center of a tense and dramatic hijacking that would captivate both Jamaica and Canada. This incident, involving a Boeing 737-800, saw 174 passengers and 8 crew members held hostage by a lone gunman. This would make the 4th hijacking on Jamaican soil. The first recorded hijacking in Jamaica occurred on May 1, 1970. A BWIA 727, flight BW400, was diverted from its route to Miami and forced to land in Havana, Cuba. The hijackers held the 63 passengers and the crew hostage for approximately 7 hours, demanding that the plane be refueled and flown to Algiers to meet with American author Eldridge Cleaver, a member of the Black Panther Party who was living in exile. Can you imagine the tension on that flight? Then on March 21, 1972, another hijacking took place. A Jamaica air taxi charter Cessna, owned by Roddy Mantell and piloted by Marsh Green, was seized by 2 U.S. citizens. The plane was hijacked from Montego Bay and redirected to Manzanillo, Cuba. What could have driven these hijackers, though, to take such extreme measures? In January 1974, there was a thwarted hijacking attempt on an Air Jamaican flight at Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston. These incidents highlight a pattern that would sadly repeat in 2009. On April 19, 2009, at Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, Flight 918 was set to depart at 11 p.m. local time, destined for Halifax Stanfield International Airport in Canada. However, the routine flight took a terrifying turn at 10:30 p.m. when 20-year-old Stephen Fray, a local resident, boarded the plane. Fray, who called himself Rico, was armed and demanded to be flown to Cuba, intending to defect. As panic spread among the passengers, a quick-thinking flight attendant managed to convince Fray to release the passengers in exchange for their money. This courageous act allowed all 174 passengers to leave the plane safely, although 5 crew members remained trapped with the hijacker. For several hours, negotiations ensued, involving Jamaican authorities, Fray's father, and even the Prime Minister of Jamaica at the time, Bruce Golding. Despite their efforts, Fray remained adamant and continued to hold the crew hostage. The tension was palpable as the hours ticked by, with the safety of the crew hanging in the balance. At approximately 6:40 a.m., after negotiations failed to yield a resolution, the Jamaica Defense Forces Counter-Terrorism Operations Group was ordered to storm the aircraft. In a carefully planned operation, 2 special operatives entered the plane through the cockpit window. One operative, impersonating the co-pilot, managed to get close enough to Fray to overpower him, ending the hijacking without further violence. The incident drew immediate reactions from high-profile figures. Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper, who was visiting Jamaica at the time, offered his government aircraft to fly the released passengers back to Canada. The hijacking also raised significant concerns about airport security in Jamaica, particularly given the presence of the Canadian Prime Minister during the event. Security analysts and media reports highlighted the vulnerabilities exposed by the incident. Following the resolution of the hijacking, CanJet sent an aircraft from Montreal to bring the remaining passengers back to Canada. The Jamaican government, led by Prime Minister Bruce Golding, called for a thorough investigation into the security lapse that allowed Fray to board the plane with a firearm. Transport Minister Mike Henry ordered a review of security measures at both Sangster International Airport and the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston. The bravery and the professionalism of the CanJet crew were widely recognized. The Airline Pilots Association commended their actions, and on June 15, 2009, the crew was honored by meeting with the Governor General of Canada, Michael Jean, at Rideau Hall. Stephen Fray faced multiple charges, including assault, robbery with aggravation, illegal possession of a firearm, and breaching the Civil Aviation Act. He was convicted and sentenced to 20 years in prison. However, in May 2011, Fray's lawyer appealed the conviction, arguing that Fray was suffering from a mental illness at the time of the hijacking. Fray was eventually released from prison in 2017 after serving 8 years behind bars. And this sparked further debate about mental health and criminal responsibility. The hijacking of CanJet Flight 918 underscores the unpredictable nature of crime and the profound impact that such events can have on aviation security and public perception. It also highlights the bravery of individuals who step up in moments of crisis and the complex interplay between mental health and the justice system. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the importance of robust security measures and the need for continual vigilance in ensuring the safety of air travel. If you found this video interesting or informative, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed to Elite Jamaica, please do so by clicking the subscribe button and turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon so that you'll be one of the first to receive notification when I upload a new video. Until we meet here again on Elite Jamaica, stay safe, walk good. Thank you for watching.
And we have to just pray for each one of our children, that they don't lose their school, that they have to go through this stress in life. Very sad. But he needs some help. I don't think prison is a place for him. I don't think that. He needs some help.
Dramatic ending of an airline hijacking that took place this morning in Jamaica. A gunman is now in custody after police stormed a Canadian charter jet in Montego Bay. Now, all the passengers and all the crew members have been released, and now some new details emerging about this troubled young man. Police say the mentally challenged man was apparently upset over a failed relationship. Producer Tony Thompson is live in Montego Bay, Jamaica, with the late-breaking developments. Tony, what do we know about this guy? 20 years old. What's the latest?
He has some relationship with Canada. Either live there or something, has relatives there. He apparently had some emotional problems, but he's also have general mental handicap. He's